Hey, Roger Martin here from Billings, Montana. Good day. This is from X22 Report. I'll give you the link. But Cory Booker and Kamala Harris are both connected to this Jesse Smollett and the con job that was going on here. And they orchestrated that, and they're going to get caught with their pants down on this whole deal. Let's go to the next part here. Adam Schiff. Judicial Watch is going after this guy because of what he's linked to the games he's played and the crimes he's committed. That's another thing to watch. And we were told about this with Q too. Q clearly says that he knew about this. And knowingly, he can't hardly read the fine print. I don't know if I can pull it up to see. Q said he knew about this and knowingly leaked these things out. He's going to get caught with his pants down too. Another leaker and liar is Comey. And the Senate is going to investigate him yet. He's not getting away with everything. So here's a little bit on that.
But Comey was also protected by his fellow gangsters at the FBI when they labeled the memos that he leaked other than classified. If they were labeled classified, Comey would be in serious trouble for leaking classified information. So they decided to leak this other than classified.
So again, cahoots with the criminals in the upper echelons of the FBI. It's all going to come out. And the Gang of Eight. It's all coming out. Just a matter of time before these guys face criminal charges. A lot of this stuff is being hidden by the Democrats because they don't want it out. But the Republicans are also going to face the guns on this stuff.
Because Comey screwed it up. He screwed up the whole thing. The FBI, the Department of Justice at the time, had no case for removing Trump. He committed no crimes, nor did Flynn for that matter. They set them up, but thanks to corrupt FBI Director James Comey, they screwed their own coup. Now, Inspector General Michael Horowitz, as he was testifying, there are many individuals that were asking him questions. Representative Jim Jordan asked Horowitz if any committee chairman has asked him to testify. Horowitz confirmed that neither Chairman Nadler nor Chairman Cummings has asked for IG testimony. Democrats are attempting to hide the investigation findings.
Okay, Democrats are attempting to hide the investigation findings. Again, these parties suck and we need to get rid of them, but we need to hold them for their crimes and their cover-ups.
That's why they haven't asked. Ranking Member Mark Meadows takes up where Jim Jordan left off. Meadows outlined some of the specifics around James Comey leaks to the media, pointing out that Comey's testimony to Congress conflicts with some aspects of the IG report on James Comey. And Meadows gave some examples. He said, referring to testimony Comey gave in December of 2018, Mr. Gowdy was asking, he said, did you initiate an obstruction of justice investigation based on what the president said? It was a very clear question. Mr. Comey said, I don't think so. I don't recall doing that, so I don't think so. However, on page 13 of the IG report, it says that Comey purposefully leaked the memo so that they could have a special counsel appointed to investigate obstruction of justice. So two of those cannot be true.
So there you are. And that is the fly in the ointment. Comey set himself up for a kill. Critically, lying in key points when specifically asked, he lied. This is going to come back and bite him in the butt legally and politically. And the fake news never ends, and Trump here talks about it. He says, anybody dumb enough to believe that I would say something inappropriate with a foreign leader with such a potentially heavily populated call, I would not only do what is right, only do what is good for the USA. So, again, fake news and improper reporting. These things are all going to be shown in time. This deal with Seth Rich and the DNC is not ending. Here's a comment
This is
on it.
May 23rd, 2019. And it says, under protection, threat is real, key to DNC source Hack 187, which is Seth Rich. 187 is a murder. And Julian Assange is under protection. He's the key to the DNC data leak and the Seth Rich murder. Now, I want to go back to post 3364 for a second. You'll see why in a minute. This is back in July 8th, 2019. This is a picture of the Punisher skull with the teeth coming down. Under it, it says, what happens when Loretta Lynch can no longer provide legal cover for the Clintons? Tarmac meeting _ and in all caps. So basically, Payne, Loretta Lynch can't protect the Clintons anymore. Now let's move to Sask Conservatives tweet. And it says, buckle up. And within this tweet brings us back to post number 36, which is November 1st, 2017. And down below it's highlighted. What if the Wizards and Warlocks tipped off a local reporter as to the supposed unscheduled stop? This is when Bill Clinton had a meeting with Loretta Lynch on the tarmac. They promised Loretta Lynch that she would be a Supreme Court justice. And, of course, the news said, oh, they didn't discuss anything. It wasn't really important. It's not that big of a deal. And that brings us to Christopher Sign, who tweeted something very interesting. Now, we need to understand that this thread in Twitter, they're talking about the tarmac meeting. Roscoe B. Davis tweeted out the following. To be specific, it was Christopher Sign, the morning anchor for the ABC affiliate in Phoenix, that broke the story, who told everyone he got a tip from his friend working the ground crew at SkyWest Airport. Christopher Sign responded to this and said, I never told anyone who tipped me off. I certainly never said it was a member of the ground crew at Sky Harbor. I don't want an innocent person pegged as some sort of collateral damage. Soon, you'll know how it all went down. Every detail.
Again, this is a part of the fake news narrative and throwing things the wrong way. And this is going to come out where he did get the information and who tipped him off. And it was not a luggage handler, a baggage handler. Again, this is from Q, and this is Panic in D.C. Loretta Lynch talking. It's truth revealed about the tarmac and Bill Clinton. It's coming. It's coming. Clintons are not going to escape some of this pain and legal challenges. I don't know about Chelsea and President or Secretary of State Clinton. Hillary, I don't know about this book, but there's more about sexual abuse in this clip here, about how they were sexual slaves and sheep and used as pawns and other things, propaganda and threats and other things. This is all coming out. This is why these sexual abuse and trials and these laws are so important. We're going to see more of that in the future. And how Hillary Rodham Clinton is Ellis and Wonderland, you know, all these in the White Rabbits, all this stuff. And drops to SA and have faith for good God and country. I think SA is Saudi Arabia, I'm not sure. But this is all coming out. It's all connected, and it's one hell of a mess, to say the least. Let's see what he says.
She's already starting to market it.
This is Chelsea. She's starting to market this flowers and garden. This is all hidden information here on how to cover up a lot of crap that's coming. And the truth is going to be exposed. And this book is just a cover-up and a lie. You're going to see this, how it all connects. The truth is a lot uglier.
It's called Grandma's Garden. She says that it is inspired by her grandma, Dorothy. Wait, doesn't that ring a bell? Dorothy. That's a character in The Wizard of Oz. So let's go back to post 2049. Now, in this post, Q gives us a previous post where it says Saudi Arabia access closed, Epstein Island access closed, Haiti access closed, and down below it says HRC, Hillary Rodham Clinton, equals Alice. SA equals Wonderland. Saudi Arabia equals Wonderland. Who are the white rabbits? Read drops. RE, Saudi Arabia. Have faith, forgotten country. Let's move to 2053. Q gives us a link to Judicial Watch. This is emails between MH and Hillary, or Alice. And it reads, and I hope you and Chris enjoy your time in the land of Alice. And the MH, all the best from Hanoi. H. Under this, Q says nothing to see here. Alice equals Hillary Clinton. Mad Hatter equals Marty Tory. So let's go back to Chelsea Clinton, and this is her tweet. This Grandparents' Day, I'm excited to announce Grandma's Gardens, a picture book my mom and I wrote inspired by my Grandma Dorothy and her love of gardens. It is all a story about family bonds across generations. We can't wait to share it on March 31st. Now, the book description, she taught them that gardens are magical places to learn, exciting spaces for discovery. Now, Hillary became the grandmother of Chelsea's child. I guess she is the one being called Dorothy, or should we say Alice. So think about what is going on and think about the perfect storm that is coming. Think about gardens and flowers. Think about Alice and Wonderland. Getting the picture now? Think about it. They have all the documentation, the video from Epstein's Island. They have all the information from Saudi Arabia. And they have the treasonous documentation, the email scandal, the uranium one, and everything else. This is the perfect storm. Q said that everything that was mentioned in the past will be proven in the future. And it's starting to look that way. Now, as we know, the deep state is pushing very hard.
Okay, let's go on to the other parts of this. Now, the other part here is that the fence is being built. We're going to see a great deal of
Now, let's head on down to the border because Trump decided to go visit the border and the wall, and he was telling the reporters that you can see that the wall is being built. It's going to be close to 500 miles by the time we finish, and those areas that are most important are going to be pretty darn high. Some will be 18 feet high, some will be 30 feet high, and he's saying this is going to keep out gangs, human trafficking, drug running, and you name it. And you can see the wall is being built. I know there's a lot of people out there saying it's not being built. Yes, they're taking down parts of the old wall, which really wasn't a wall in the first place, and putting up the new wall. The other places where there is no wall, they're putting that up. Trump Soldier tweeted out the following. Border wall update 9/18/19. 66 miles complete. 250 miles under contract and under construction at 17 locations. 163 under contract within 90 days, plus additional miles on private lands. 44,000 panels on hand installed at a rate of 270 per day.
Wow, 44,000 panels on hand. 44,000. And 270 being installed per day. Wow. Pretty crazy, but pretty essential to protect our southern borders and a lot of things that are going on. Here again, the litigation that is going on between Facebook, who owns Instagram, and selectively letting people find people and other people being put in a back room and no one can find them. This litigation is going on and you can't have both ways. Either they're an open public social media platform or they're a publisher. You can't have both. And this is being brought out here. If they're a publisher, they need to be charged on the crimes they're doing. If they're a public platform, they need to be open and not selectively hiding other people or selectively putting other people out on front. Either way, they're breaking
Why
crimes
wouldn't they be
both
there?
ways.
It makes no sense. And of course, Don Jr. is out there saying, well, I think this is probably a coincidence or a bug or a glitch. That's what they always call it. But we know exactly what they're doing. And what's very interesting is that, remember, Facebook bought Instagram. And it seems Facebook is now in more trouble. Remember, you're either a publisher or a social media platform. And there are two separate rules. If you're a social media platform, you're not liable for what people produce. And you can't say, I don't like this. And you don't have a right to decide what is published or not published unless it is a crime. So Facebook, in a court filing, defending itself from a lawsuit filed by activist and congressional candidate Laura Loomer, has cited its First Amendment right as a publisher, contradicting public claims by the company that it's a social media service is a platform. Now, under Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act, tech platforms have immunity from lawsuits arising out of their decisions to host or not to host user-generated content. Unlike publishers, which are liable if their writers defame someone, a tech platform is not held liable for content created by its users. Yet Facebook appears to be jettisoning this categorization in its court filing, saying it has a First Amendment right as a publisher not to carry Loomer's content.
You can't have it both ways, and this is going to be held up in court, and it's going to be pursued in court. And one way or another, they're going to have to be held liable for the crimes that they're committing and the laws that they're breaking. My name is Roger Martin, and this is why I enjoy X20.